Hello, passionate Celtic FC fans. This is Celtic Central News, your exclusive source for Celtic updates. Before we kick off, we appreciate the incredible support. If you love Celtic, subscribe now, hit like, and let's build this community together. Now, on to the latest news. A warm welcome to new subscribers. Your support is crucial. Hail, hail. It's making the rounds across every corner of Glasgow tonight, folks. The kind of rumour that sends a shiver through every green and white supporter from Parkhead to Perth. Celtic have made it official. ENIS BARDHI, the dynamic North Macedonian midfielder, is on his way to Celtic Park. You could almost feel it coming, couldn't you? The whispers started days ago. Little murmurs from Spain suggesting BARDHI was unsettled and eyeing a new challenge. And now, bang, the deal's done. He's swapping the sunshine of the Mediterranean for the chill of Scottish nights, but what he'll bring in flair and fire more than makes up for the drop in temperature. This is a proper statement from Celtic, a move that says, we're serious. BARDHI's got that spark, the kind that can change a game with a single touch or a dead ball delivery that leaves keepers frozen in disbelief. Fans have been crying out for a creative force in the middle, someone to unlock tight defenses and command play under pressure. And if you've seen BARDHI's highlight reel, you'll know exactly why the excitement's bubbling over. Celtic didn't just buy a player, they've signed a showman with an edge. Now, let's be honest, this isn't just another routine signing buried in the back pages. This feels like a statement moment, a proper turning point in Celtic's current project. There's been chatter for weeks that Brendan Rodgers wanted something different in midfield, not just a workhorse, but someone with guile, technical precision, and a touch of unpredictability. BARDHI fits that bill to perfection. The lads played in La Liga, faced the best week in and week out, and never looked out of place. That says a lot about his temperament. He's got that continental polish, but with the kind of grit that Scottish football demands. Imagine him linking up with O'Reilly and McGregor, dictating play with those laser-guided passes and whipping in free kicks that bend like they've got a mind of their own. The supporters, you can bet, will adore him the minute he steps onto that Parkhead turf. Celtic's ambitions stretch beyond domestic dominance. They want to make waves in Europe again to remind everyone that the hoops belong on that big stage. BARDHI could be the missing ingredient, the spark that reignites that fire. The funny thing about these kinds of transfers is how quickly they shift from whispers to roars. Just last week, nobody even had BARDHI's name on their radar in connection with Celtic. It was all talk of young prospects, maybe a loan deal or two. Then suddenly this bombshell drops and social media explodes. You could almost hear the collective gasp when Fabrizio Romano dropped the "here we go" confirmation. And what's even more intriguing is how quietly Celtic managed to pull it off. No drawn-out saga, no drama with agents leaking details to the press. Just good, old-fashioned business done efficiently. That's the kind of professionalism that sets a tone. BARDHI, meanwhile, seemed ready for the move. Reports suggest he'd been looking for a fresh challenge after years of carrying Levante's midfield. And Celtic's project under Rodgers appealed to him. For him, this isn't just a change of club. It's a chance to become a star in a passionate football city. You can already picture the roar when his name's announced in that starting lineup for the first time. Of course, with every new signing comes a fair share of questions. Can BARDHI adapt to the pace and physicality of Scottish football? La Liga's rhythm is one thing. Slick passing, plenty of space, more time on the ball. But the Premiership is a different beast altogether. The tackles come flying in. The pitches are heavy, and the weather can make even simple plays unpredictable, but that's what separates good players from great ones: adaptability. Bardhi's known for his intelligence and composure under pressure, traits that translate well anywhere. You can see him thriving as the creative heartbeat, feeding the wingers and pushing play forward with a sense of urgency Celtic sometimes lacked last season. There's also the European factor. This is a player with experience against elite opposition, the kind who doesn't get overawed by big nights under the lights. Rodgers loves that type. Disciplined, confident, and capable of delivering when the stakes are high. The buzz around Lennoxtown right now must be electric. You can bet every training session will have that extra bit of energy with Bardhi in the mix. The fans, as always, are playing their part in building the hype on forums, on fan channels, in pubs around Glasgow. Everyone's got an opinion. Some say Bardhi could be the new Lubo Moravcik, bringing back that unpredictable magic Celtic have missed for years. Others reckon it's too soon to compare, preferring to wait until he proves himself on Scottish soil. Either way, there's anticipation in the air. You can sense it in the way supporters talk. The excitement, the nervousness, that cautious optimism that something special might be brewing. Transfers like this ignite dreams. They remind fans why they love football in the first place. It's not just about stats and tactics, Medianilene. It's about emotion, imagination, and the belief that one player can change everything. If Bardhi hits the ground running, if he starts dictating games the way he did in Spain, then Celtic Park could be set for a season full of fireworks. And maybe, just maybe, this is the kind of signing that helps them take that next big European step they've been craving. Let's not forget what this move says about Celtic's intent off the pitch. Financially, they've shown restraint over the past few seasons, but this deal signals a willingness to push the boundaries a little further for genuine quality. Bardhi isn't a gamble. He's a calculated investment in flair and experience. With Rodgers steering the ship, the plan seems clear. Blend the youthful energy of homegrown talent with proven international class. Bardhi, at 29, brings maturity without losing that creative spark. His arrival could also raise standards in the dressing room. When a player with his pedigree walks in, everyone around him steps up their game. The timing feels perfect, too. Celtic are top domestically, but Europe remains the proving ground. With group stages on the horizon, adding a set-piece specialist like Bardhi could be the difference between heartbreak and heroics. It's a signing that feels ambitious, optimistic, and perfectly Celtic. Behind the scenes, though, you've got to wonder how long this deal's been in the works. Celtic aren't known for rushing transfers. There's always a plan ticking away quietly beneath the surface. Word is Rodgers had Bardhi's name on his shortlist for months, keeping tabs on his situation at Trabzonspor and previously Levante. The recruitment team reportedly moved fast once the green light appeared, and negotiations wrapped up in record time. It's impressive, really, considering how competitive the market is right now. For a club like Celtic, every move has to balance ambition with financial prudence. And somehow they've pulled off a coup that ticks both boxes. Bardhi's versatility makes him even more valuable. He can play centrally, drift wide, or operate just behind the striker, giving Rodgers multiple tactical options. You can almost see the gears turning in the manager's head already, sketching out new systems and combinations. The possibilities are endless, and that's exactly what keeps fans on edge, dreaming about how the new arrival might transform the team's dynamic. It's funny how football works. One signing can shift the mood of an entire fan base overnight. Before this announcement, Celtic supporters were cautiously content but slightly restless, still haunted by memories of missed chances in Europe. Then comes this bold, exciting signing, and suddenly everyone's buzzing again. It's the psychological boost that lifts not just the squad, but the stands, the pubs, the city itself. Football in Glasgow is as emotional as it gets. It's never just about winning. It's about belief, identity, and pride. Bardhi's name is already being sung in anticipation, his highlight clips flooding social media, fans debating whether he'll wear the number 10 shirt. There's a feverish energy that only a club like Celtic can generate. And if there's one thing Rodgers knows how to do, it's harness that energy. With Bardhi in the mix, the gaffer might finally have that creative weapon he's been missing, someone to orchestrate play when the pressure's on and defenses sit deep. It's the kind of move that feels both daring and destined. Now, beyond the excitement, there's a practical side that makes this deal even more intriguing. Celtic's midfield has been solid, no doubt, but at times it's lacked a bit of unpredictability. Too often, they've relied on McGregor's consistency or O'Reilly's bursts of brilliance to unlock games. Bardhi changes that equation completely. His technical profile adds a new layer: vision, set pieces, quick decision-making, and that knack for threading passes through impossibly tight gaps. More than that, he's got leadership qualities that could prove crucial during tough stretches. Those who followed his career know he's captained his national team with pride, guiding younger players with composure and confidence. That mentality will fit like a glove in Celtic's environment. Rodgers loves players who lead by example, who can lift the tempo with one touch or gesture. And make no mistake, the Scottish game might test his body, but mentally, Bardhi's built for it. He's been through relegation fights, international qualifiers, and high-pressure derbies. He won't be fazed by the intensity of an old firm clash. Speaking of the old firm, can you imagine Bardhi stepping onto that stage for the first time? The roar, the chaos, the sheer theatre of it all. That's where Celtic legends are born, and Bardhi now has the platform to carve his name into that history. The pressure will be immense, of course. Every touch, every pass dissected by pundits and fans alike, but that's the price of glory in Glasgow. The club's faithful are demanding, but they reward passion and flair like few others. If Bardhi shows heart, he'll be embraced instantly, and knowing his style, you can already picture those curling free kicks lighting up Parkhead, those driving runs through midfield that leave defenders scrambling. It's poetic, really, that a player known for his creativity finds himself in a city that thrives on drama. Football up here isn't just sport, it's folklore, and in a season where Celtic are hungry to cement dominance and make noise in Europe, Bardhi could be the heartbeat of that narrative. It's also worth noting how this move impacts the rest of the squad. Competition just went up several notches, and that's exactly what Rodgers wants. The likes of Turnbull, Hatate, and Holm will feel that pressure, knowing there's now a proven international vying for those midfield spots. That kind of internal rivalry sharpens everyone. Training sessions become more intense. Players push harder. Standards rise. And that's when great teams evolve, when nobody feels comfortable, when every performance matters. Bardhi's arrival sends that message loud and clear. Celtic are not settling. They're building for something bigger. The dressing room atmosphere, according to whispers, is already buzzing with curiosity. Players are eager to see what Bardhi's like on the ball, how he reads the game, how he communicates. It's those little details, the way a newcomer integrates, that often define the success of a transfer. Early impressions suggest he's grounded, professional, and ready to get stuck in. That's music to Rodgers' ears and exactly what fans love to see. In the grand picture, this feels like the kind of move that could define a season. If Bardhi hits his stride, Celtic might just elevate their game to another level. His creativity could unlock those frustrating European defenses that have haunted them. His set pieces could turn tight league games into victories, and his experience could steady the team during high-pressure moments. It's rare that one signing ticks so many boxes, but this one does. From the terraces to the training ground, the energy has shifted. There's belief again, that old Celtic magic stirring in the air. And while it's early days, there's something about this transfer that feels right, like a puzzle piece finally falling into place. Maybe in a few months, we'll look back and say, this was the moment it all changed. For now, though, the buzz continues to grow. The rumors swirl into excitement, and the green and white faithful can dream a little bigger. ENIS BARDHI is here, and the stage is set for something truly special. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. There's another layer to all this that can't be ignored. The cultural connection between Bardhi's arrival and the club's identity. Celtic have always prided themselves on blending talent from across the world with the heart of Glasgow. It's a club that thrives on diversity, on players who come in and instantly feel the emotion that pours from the stands every weekend. Bardhi's passion and intensity will strike a chord with the Celtic faithful. He's not the type to hide during tough matches. He plays with fire in his eyes, with a sense of purpose that mirrors the energy of the fans themselves. You can already picture him clapping toward the Green Brigade after scoring a late winner, soaking in that thunderous applause. That connection between player and supporter is what makes Celtic unique. It's not a club you simply play for. It's one you live and breathe, and that's why this signing feels poetic. Bardhi's journey from Skopje to Glasgow isn't just a transfer. It's a new chapter in a story defined by passion, courage, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. But beyond the romance of football, there's the tactical evolution this move represents. Rodgers has always valued structure and fluidity, but recently he's hinted at wanting more creativity between the lines. Bardhi gives him that flexibility. With his vision and technique, Celtic could shift into more dynamic shapes, maybe a 4-2-3-1 with Bardhi as the pivot of imagination, or a diamond midfield where he floats freely to dictate rhythm. His presence could transform how Celtic approach high-pressure games, especially against teams that sit deep. It's that unpredictability Rodgers has been craving. No more relying solely on wide play or individual bursts. Bardhi can be the conductor, the thinker, the man who turns patterns into poetry. When Celtic face those tight European nights or bruising domestic battles, having someone who can see the game 2 steps ahead might just be the difference. It's not just about style, it's about evolution. Celtic's football could be entering a new era, sharper, more fluid, more ambitious, and Bardhi's the perfect catalyst. And as the dust settles on this sensational signing, one thing's for sure, Celtic have reignited belief. The kind of belief that fills the stadium before kickoff, that echoes in every chant and every scarf raised to the sky. Bardhi's arrival isn't merely about boosting midfield numbers, it's about sending a message to every rival. Celtic are still the team to beat, and they're not slowing down. There's something brewing in the East End, a sense that the Hoops are ready to step beyond comfort zones and chase something extraordinary. For Bardhi, this is a chance to become a hero. For Celtic, it's an opportunity to turn potential into glory. As the first whistle of his debut approaches, anticipation hangs thick in the air. It's not just a signing, it's a spark, a promise, a statement. And in the language of Celtic Park, that means one thing: the story's only just begun. Hello, fan. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.